Greetings, this is Frosty Thundertrod, Telnor Beastmaster of the Thunder Guard, and welcome to this week's Last Week in Testing. This episode covers. I normally look this up beforehand. October 26th to November 1st. So, this has been a relatively uneventful week for testing. PTR has been down the entire time. There's been a few small patches to live, but nothing too terrible. So here I am in the anvil, still pretty much just trapped here. I tried to run to the Riverlands, but there's so much hitching as I cross various zones that I just found it was not worth the trouble. Deal with this damn hawk or raven. I'm about to die. And I died again. I do that a lot. Yeah, since here in the anvils I'm kind of trapped, I really can't get any more gear. I could go work my way back to the new area and level up some more. But without gear, leveling up just isn't really worth it. And once you get level 10, everything just becomes harder, more expensive. So I'm just hanging out here on level 9 until the changes to PTR make their way to live. And well, hopefully the anvils as a starting zone will be fixed. Although I do like these cities. They're pretty cool. However, right now I'm totally lost because the city just changed so much. There was supposed to be a live show this Friday. It was delayed until next week. Supposedly, Steven says that he just got some great news that he wants to include in the live show, the podcast. And so that's the reason he's delayed. Personally, I think it's because it was meant to be a summoner showcase, and summoners have featured in the last two live streams. So doing a third live stream about the summoner probably was going to be a bit of a snore fest, because there's just not that much more about the summoner to show off that they haven't already shown. Now, what I'm hoping is the case is that my cynicism isn't completely misplaced, and they just had a last-minute breakthrough. They had a eureka moment where they just figured something out, and something that's been sitting around waiting for a long time. It just clicked, and all of a sudden everything started falling into place. If I had to guess what that would be, I would say probably the secondary archetypes, forming the true classes. Because that's something that's been promised quite a bit, and I know they've put a lot of work into trying to get it to work. They haven't been able to get it to work. But if somebody, just had the aha eureka moment, and now all of a sudden what wasn't working starts working. I could see that being something they would want to delay the live stream in order to demonstrate more. And who knows, maybe that'll show up on PTR if that's the case. So there's the pessimistic view. that they just needed to come up with something to show other than the summoner again. And the optimistic view is they had a huge breakthrough that they want to show off. I guess either one's really possible. Although I think history's shown pessimism wins out more than optimism does. God, everything mob density around here is so terrible. And I don't have my mount right now because my mount's dead. So for 2 minutes or so, I'll try to. Well, let's. Camouflage is somewhat effective. You know, that would be a great feature to add to the game because right now when you're on the road, you get a slight movement bonus. But if they could add, some sort of bonus that makes enemies less likely to attack you while you're running along the road, that would be amazing and actually make roads more stuttering again. It's really hard to escape from enemies whenever you try to run around too much. You just start stuttering all the time. I think I'm gonna die again here. Maybe. I'm almost most of the way through now. Oh, here comes another hawk. This is the reason why people are complaining about the birds so much. Yeah, I'm gonna die. I can't get through here without my mount. Yeah, dead. Yeah, so, I mean, this is another great encapsulation of just how bad the Riverlands are. Not the Riverlands, the Anvils are. Yeah, and got more XP debt, so more XP debt equals more of me not leveling up. 5 seconds until my mount is back alive. See if I figure out my way back to the main part of the town. Alright. My mount's back. Cast Strider on my mount. Then I'll try and get back to a campfire or something so I can at least get rid of my XP debt. Let's see here. Let's turn north. Yeah, alright. Now I know where I'm at. There's the bank and up ahead's the marketplace. And I'll be able to get through there on my mount because essentially I add my mount's hit points to my own and it's fundamentally faster. And then with the sprint I can actually outrun most mobs. Especially if I stay on the road, so that's going to be my plan. I'm going to try to stay on the road. That gives me 25%, plus 40% for the mount, and then plus 15% for Strider. Oh, 10% for Strider. And then I can dash occasionally for another 35%. Deer are non-aggressive. And once I get up this hill right over there, then I'll be into an area where I can effectively fight. See, I'm getting a lot less aggression just running through here on the mount. Oh, there's something after me. So dash. Yeah, I got 3 of them chasing me. Oh, there's 4. There's my ember pile. I ain't gonna bother picking it up. I don't really care about any of the stuff I have on me. Since I'm not building to anything here in Alpha 2, you know. If I die and drop mats, meh, who cares? Alright. Yeah, now that I'm up here, these monsters up here I can fight. Matter of fact, if I go through this arch here, they become a little bit too easy. This is a pretty good little fishing spot. More hawks. Let me check to make sure I'm running the right way. Yeah, I'm doing fine. You know, actually, I should have taken the left back here at Albuquerque. If you're old, you'll get that joke. Well, I do love the look and the feel of the anvils. I really, really hate the fact that you're kind of gear trapped and very much the mob density is just insane. Okay, yep. I'm really close to campfire now. These skeletons around here are under my level, so they're not worth fighting. They still give XP, but not very much. And of course they drop nothing anyway. Just a little bit of glint. Yeah, see, they're doing nothing to me. I guess they're okay if I wanted to grind up weapon skills, but I'm kind of happy with the weapon skills I've chosen. This area around here is really good for mining. Yeah, once again, while I'm drawing aggro, as you see, they're just not doing much to me. Of course, if you're mining through here and you get a whole camp on you, they can eventually wear you down. Alright, now right at the bottom of this hill is campfire. There's campfire, it's in sight now. This is a starter, one of the 2 starter towns for the dwarves. This one's more targeted towards Nakua as to where the other one's bonfire. I keep calling it campfire, but it's bonfire. But the other one's more targeted towards the near. But I'll repair up and get rid of my dead XP. Anyway, thank you very much for watching.